Well, here's some footage of our whare. It's effectively been through the ringer and the fire. This is my room. Not really much flame damage in here, just a lot of smoke damage. Everything's pretty black. It seems like of all the rooms it might have been the least affected by the fire itself. Coming out into the lounge. This is the look that's taking place. I'll come back to the lounge. The toilet as well, if you can see, is quite relatively clean, other than a sooty floor. So that's the toilet area, our bookshelf and towels and the likes. Pretty wrecked, but just needs a clean, I suppose. Coming back into the lounge area. This has been pretty burnt out. It seems like the fire started in the corner area. A couple of the fire chiefs and firemen here doing their inspection stuff. But as you can see, damage is pretty wicked. What used to be the office, or what most of the office, is pretty dark at the moment. It's coming through slowly because there's a lot of water everywhere. Moving into Kay Marie's room. Mostly smoke damage. The roof obviously had some flames in here going on. Pretty black and sooty everywhere in this part of the house. Coming back in towards Te Rangiahuta's room. Pretty dark and black in there. A lot more flame damage up in there. It seems like the major damage was in the ceiling. Fire chiefs are working out where they believe the start of it was. This here was a great big huge 5-foot TV, which is no longer. The fireplace ironically looks pretty good compared to the rest of the house. Here goes. Here goes our weights set, or gym set. Whether it's retrievable or not is another question. Really just waiting for a report. We can't do much about it. It's time for us to think of temporary housing solutions. Again, more damage, mainly smoke damage here. A lot of this stuff has probably been swept away for the inspectors to be able to look at it. The kitchen, again relatively unburnt, just a lot of blackness from the fire. Going into my old room, not worth going there because there wasn't too much damage that took place in there, just a lot of black soot on the ground again. Coming to the place that had the least damage of all, of the whole house, because again we're still at the top part. This is our conservatory. When I walked in here, I smelled a little smoke upstairs, but not so much. I didn't realise the house was on fire until I actually walked in. Like so, I came here, opened the sliding door, which strangely enough I didn't think about until later, was quite hot to touch on the window. As soon as I opened it, hot smoke come out, hot flames. And that's the end of the story. Now coming upstairs to our landlord's part of the house, it's as sorry as it is to us, but here was the only place there was no smoke, and I was standing here watching the whole thing last night. But it seems like the major damage, burn damage, took place up in our landlord's house actually. From the outside you wouldn't think it, but as you're coming in towards his house, Yeah, I might be able to just capture some of it, but his conservatory is gutted. Okay, George, cheers, mate. Fire is definitely burned up and through the roof on a lot of areas, as you can see. This is the poor man's lounge. It's literally black in there. What I saw taking place was windows smashing, probably from heat last night. These big windows I'm facing it now. Just crazy. Thankfully, nobody was involved. People were not involved or inside of the building. We returned home to Rangiahu tonight to raise the alarm, so to speak. The irony of it all, as well, as the fire alarms were at least working. So they were buzzing when I opened the door up. So this is our landlord's roof. Needless to say, it's gutted. Can't really go in too much because the floor is obviously connected to our ceiling, and there's a lot of loose stuff in there, so I won't attempt to go in there. It seems like a lot more fire damage upstairs than there was downstairs, which is pretty guttering. So once again, this is I guess a report on what's taking place at our whare, 246A Buckley Road, and our landlord's 246A. Old Henry here has been out of commission for a bit. Henry the Holden. Now I forget the name of this truck here, but it also has a name. That this one belongs to the landlord. So both of those vehicles weren't damaged. My vehicle that I parked up where this fire truck is now wasn't damaged as well. And now it's a waiting game to see what's going on, how we might be able to look at salvaging anything if need be. And that is the story of the day. Whānau.